A young boy from Ettrick, Virginia, a small town where dreams often wrestled with hardship, clutching a football as he dodged life's challenges, destined for NFL greatness. That's Rudi Johnson, the Auburn Rambler, a Cincinnati Bengals Pro Bowl star who amassed nearly 6,000 rushing yards with unyielding determination. By 2025, at age 45, he'd earned a place in his hometown's Sports Hall of Fame. A proud moment overshadowed weeks later by his tragic passing. His life, cut short as he lost his battle with mental health struggles and possible chronic traumatic encephalopathy, left a profound legacy through the Rudi Johnson Foundation, uplifting underprivileged children with the same grit he displayed on the field. With a $5 million net worth, a car collection blending power and eco-conscious luxury, and a family who cherished him as a devoted son, brother, and uncle, Rudi's story is one of heart, hustle, and humanity. What shaped his life beyond the stadium lights? Join us for an immersive journey into Rudi Johnson's 2025 lifestyle. Virtual tours of his elegant homes, heartfelt family moments, his sleek rides, and a detailed breakdown of his fortune. From Ettrick's humble fields to an eternal legacy, this is a tribute to a warrior's spirit. What fueled his rise, and what shadows overwhelmed him. Hit play, and let's honor his remarkable run. Early life and struggles. Rudi Johnson, born Rudi Ali Johnson on October 1, 1979, in Ettrick, Virginia, grew up in a community where resilience was a daily requirement. Ettrick, a rural town near Petersburg with roughly 5,000 residents, bore the weight of a segregated past, underfunded schools, limited sports facilities, and economic constraints defined its landscape. Rudi's parents, his father, a factory worker whose name remained private, and his mother, Janice, a homemaker who became a community pillar, lived in a modest brick house on a quiet street, shaded by ancient oaks. Raising Rudi and his siblings, several brothers and sisters, their names kept out of public records for privacy, stretched their budget thin. Janice, a single mother after personal hardships Rudi seldom discussed, was his cornerstone. "Mama was my first coach," Rudi recalled in a 2005 Richmond Times-Dispatch interview, describing how Janice stitched his first football jerseys from thrift store fabric and tucked notes into his lunches. Run like the wind, Rudi. Life in Ettrick demanded resourcefulness. Birthdays were celebrated with Janice's homemade pound cakes, their warm vanilla scent filling the small kitchen. Christmas gifts were practical, a pair of sneakers or a worn football, never the flashy toys his classmates flaunted. In 1988, a factory slowdown forced the family into a smaller rental home, its peeling paint and creaky floors a constant reminder of their struggles. 9-year-old Rudi began running laps around the block, chanting to himself, "Outwork worry," a mantra Janice reinforced during late-night talks over hot cocoa. Her stories of navigating 1960s Virginia, facing colored-only signs and job rejections as a young black woman, taught Rudi that perseverance was a family heirloom. "You don't stop when the world pushes back," she'd say, mending his torn practice pants by the glow of a single lamp. At Thomas Dale High School, Rudi's athletic promise emerged under coach Victor Williams, a no-nonsense mentor who saw potential in the lanky kid nicknamed String Bean by peers mocking his lean frame. Rural talent rarely drew big scouts, and Rudi played in hand-me-down cleats, their soles patched with duct tape. A sophomore year knee injury sidelined him for a season, the pain of rehab matched by the sting of watching his team struggle. Janice drove him 30 miles to Richmond for physical therapy, her encouragement unwavering. "This is just a detour, son, not the end." Ettrick's tight-knit community, like an extended family, rallied around him. Church picnics at Mount Olivet Baptist, where Rudi sang in the youth choir, and games with the Ettrick Trojans at age 6 built his character. 4th of July parades saw him marching with teammates, Janice cheering with a thermos of sweet tea, her pride brighter than the fireworks. High school brought challenges. In a 1995 playoff game, Rudi fumbled in the final minutes, costing Thomas Dale a crucial win. The Petersburg Progress Index labeled it a costly mistake, and whispers followed him in the halls. Janice sat him down. "One fumble doesn't define you, son. Your heart does." He took it to heart, working a summer job at a local diner in 1996 to save for new cleats, his discipline earning Williams's respect. By senior year, he rushed for 1,200 yards, earning all district honors. Yet major colleges overlooked him, favoring urban prospects. Undeterred, Rudi enrolled at Butler Community College in Kansas in 1998, a move that brought homesickness so fierce he nearly quit. Janice's care packages, letters with Bible verses, homemade peanut brittle, and photos of Ettrick sunsets kept him grounded. In 1999, he rushed for 375 yards and 7 touchdowns, leading Butler to an NJCAA championship, catching Auburn University's attention. At Auburn in 1999, Rudi bided his time behind veteran running backs, his role confined to grueling practice drills. The SEC's intensity tested him, but Ettrick's lessons, outwork, outlast, guided him. His 2000 season was electric. 1,567 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 10 100-yard games, earning SEC Player of the Year. Now, a chiseled 5'10", 225-pound force, he hurdled defenders, his speed silencing critics who'd called him too small for the pros. Studying kinesiology, he absorbed lessons from professors who saw his drive beyond football. Ettrick's struggles, poverty, injury, being overlooked, had forged a warrior, his sights set on the NFL. Rudi's early battles in Ettrick built the resilience that carried him from small-town fields to national stadiums. Let's follow his rise from Auburn standout to NFL legend, where his grit turned into gridiron glory. Career journey. Rudi Johnson's professional journey began at Butler Community College in 1998, where he arrived as a walk-on with no scholarship and a fire to prove himself. The Kansas Plains felt worlds away from Ettrick's oak-lined streets, but Rudi thrived under pressure, rushing for 1,200 yards over 2 seasons. His 1999 NJCAA championship performance, 375 yards, 7 touchdowns, earned him the nickname Rambler for his relentless carries. "Kansas taught me to run through walls," he told NFL scouts in a 2001 draft profile. Auburn University offered him a scholarship in 1999, but his first year tested his patience. Buried on the depth chart, he endured grueling practices against future pros like Takeo Spikes. His 2000 season was a revelation: 1,567 yards, 13 touchdowns, and a school record 10 100-yard games, earning SEC Player of the Year. His 4.4-second 40-yard dash silenced doubters, his lean frame now a powerful machine. Drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals in 2001, 4th round, 100th overall, Rudi joined a team led by coach John Gruden and star running back Corey Dillon. As a rookie, he carried just 41 times for 174 yards, learning the NFL's pace behind Dillon's shadow. Gruden's tough-love coaching, late-night film sessions, relentless drills, sharpened him. "Rudi's a sponge," Gruden said in 2002. By 2003, Dillon's injuries gave Rudi his chance. He erupted for 297 yards in 4 starts, his 5.1 yards per carry, a glimpse of his potential. The 2004 season was his masterpiece: 1,454 yards, 12 touchdowns, a Pro Bowl selection, and Cincinnati's single-season rushing record. Fans at Paul Brown Stadium chanted, "Rudi! Rudi!" as he powered through defenses, his low center of gravity and quick cuts, earning comparisons to Walter Payton. "That year felt like flying," he told ESPN in 2005, Janice cheering in the stands with a custom Bengals scarf. In 2005, Rudi signed a 3-year, $10 million contract, cementing his role as the Bengals' workhorse. He rushed for 1,309 yards, scoring 12 touchdowns and helping Cincinnati reach the playoffs alongside quarterback Carson Palmer and receiver Chad Johnson. His 112-yard playoff game against Pittsburgh, despite a loss, showed his clutch grit. The 2006 season brought 308 yards, but 2007 was marred by hamstring injuries, limiting him to 497 yards across 11 games. Released by Cincinnati in 2008, he signed with the Detroit Lions, adding 237 yards in a final season. His career stats: 5,179 yards, 49 touchdowns, around 17 carries, reflected a Warriors' endurance. Post-retirement, Rudi coached youth football at Thomasdale High, mentoring a Division III-bound quarterback in 2010 to a scholarship. "Seeing him score was my touchdown," he said. In 2005, he launched the Rudi Johnson Foundation with a $5,000 signing bonus, funding scholarships and camps for Ettrick kids. By 2025, it had served thousands, its impact as enduring as his 4.3 yards per carry average. He invested in real estate, flipping properties in Atlanta and Petersburg, and spoke at colleges, earning $20,000 per talk. His 2025 induction into the Chesterfield County Sports Hall of Fame was a homecoming. His speech, "Run for the Community," drew tears from Janice. A fan favorite, Rudi signed autographs for shelter kids. His 2004 Pro Bowl trip with Janice, a cherished memory. Rudi's NFL triumphs paved the way for a life of comfort and purpose, reflected in the homes and cars he cherished. Let's explore the luxurious yet grounded lifestyle he crafted by 2025. Real estate, Atlanta, urban oasis, $2,500,000. Rudi's Atlanta home, a $2,500,000 ranch in Buckhead, purchased in 2010, was his urban hub. The home, set on a half-acre lot, featured a stucco exterior painted soft taupe, a gated driveway lined with crepe myrtles, and a double garage for his prized cars. A flagstone foyer opened to a great room with vaulted ceilings, a gas fireplace framed in reclaimed oak, and built-in shelves displaying Bengals bobbleheads and Auburn trophies. The kitchen, with quartz countertops and a Thermador 6-burner range, hosted Rudi's gumbo nights, the aroma drawing siblings for Sunday dinners. The primary bedroom's ensuite had a slipper tub and rainfall shower, its windows overlooking a cedar deck. A lap pool, surrounded by native azaleas, and a putting green kept him active, while solar panels and a rainwater system reflected his eco-conscious ethos. "Atlanta's my anchor," Rudi told Atlanta Magazine in 2015. The home's $2,500,000 value a nod to his triumphs. The great room doubled as a foundation office, Rudi planning camps over coffee. The kitchen saw Janice teaching nieces cornbread recipes, the pool hosting morning swims, guest suites welcomed family, the deck a stage for nephew Quincy's chess matches. Lake Lanier Retreat, $2,300,000. Rudi's $2,300,000 Lake Lanier Lodge, bought in 2008 in Gainesville, Georgia, was his escape. The home, clad in cedar shakes, sat on a wooded lot with a screened porch offering lake views. A gravel drive wound through pines, leading to a great room with a river rock fireplace where Rudi hosted fishing tournament watch parties. The soapstone kitchen, with a double oven, was the heart of low country boil nights, crab legs steaming as nieces laughed. 4 bedrooms included a primary with a pellet stove, its ensuite featuring a jetted jacuzzi and slate tiles. A billiards lair doubled as a film room. A gym kept him fit, and a lakeside landing with Adirondack chairs was his fishing spot. Solar panels and a geothermal system made it sustainable. "Lanier's my launch pad," Rudi said in 2018. Its value, a family heirloom. The retreat welcomed foundation kids for fishing camps, their laughter echoing. Nieces slept in glow-in-the-dark rooms. Rudi's gym saw sunrise workouts. The wharf was for reflection, solar power fueling his eco-vision. Family weekends meant boat rides, Rudi at the helm, Janice packing fried chicken, Petersburg Suburban Sanctuary. $1,600,000. Rudi's $1,600,000 Petersburg Ranch, renovated in 2015, was his Ettrick homecoming. The home, on a 1-acre lot, featured a wraparound veranda shaded by magnolias. Pine floors gleamed inside, a river rock fireplace anchoring the living room where Rudi displayed his Pro Bowl helmet. The soapstone kitchen, with a farmhouse sink, was Janice's domain for cornbread lessons. The primary bedroom's pellet stove warmed winter nights. Its ensuite, with a clawfoot tub, a quiet retreat. Guest rooms hosted nieces, a billiards lair saw sibling tournaments, and the backyard, complete with Adirondack chairs, a herb garden, and a fishing wharf on the Appomattox River, was a haven. Solar panels powered it all. "Petersburg's my pulse," Rudi said, its value his roots. The sanctuary hosted reunions, Janice's recipes filling the air. Nieces had sleepovers, Rudi coaching nephew fishing on the wharf. The gym kept him sharp, the veranda a spot for family stories under starlit skies. Rudi's car collection was practical elegance. 3 vehicles blending luxury and sustainability. Kicking things off is the Bentley Continental GT, a $250,000 powerhouse, Rudi added, after locking in his biggest contract year. It was his ultimate unwind machine, perfect for those post-game cruises where he'd kick back in the rear seat, letting a driver handle the wheel while he plotted family plans or foundation events. Picture him gliding down Florida highways after a charity run. The fridge stocked for a quick toast to the grind. Smooth, indulgent, and full of that quiet victory vibe. This Bentley wasn't just flash, it was Rudi's reward for seasons of pounding the turf, turning long hauls into moments of pure recharge, where every mile echoed his unbreakable drive. Sliding into second is the Mercedes-Benz S550, priced at $120,000. The daily driver Rudi swore by for its one-touch ease. He picked it up during a breakout season, making it his go-to for zipping to practices or surprise visits to kids' games, where everything from navigation to climate felt effortlessly in reach. Imagine rolling up to a team meeting, the cabin shush letting him focus on the next play without distractions, spacious, reliable, and ready for whatever the day threw. It was his balanced beast, blending luxury with that no-nonsense reliability, a nod to the workhorse mentality that defined his career highs. Rounding out the top 3 is the Maserati Gran Turismo, Rudi's $100,000 thrill ride snagged for those off-season escapes. He grabbed it after a Pro Bowl nod, turning it into his fun cruiser for beach runs or casual hangs with old teammates, where the sleek lines promised adventure without overkill. Think of him hitting Miami streets post-retirement, the engine's growl matching his signature burst, cool, confident, and just right for unwinding. This Maserati was the spark in his lineup, proof that even after the lights faded, the rush never did, keeping his story moving forward. Rudi's homes and cars showcased his success, but his personal life, rooted in family and community, revealed the heart behind the achievements. Let's dive into the relationships and impact that defined his soul. Personal life. In 2025, Rudi Johnson's personal life was a quiet symphony of strength, centered on family, philanthropy, and mentoring, echoing the tenacity of his 5,979-yard NFL career. At 45, unmarried and without children, he channeled paternal energy into being a devoted son, brother, and uncle. His days woven with foundation work, family barbecues, and coaching young athletes. Despite private battles with mental health, his relationships and community ties were a source of joy. His off-field legacy as powerful as his Pro Bowl runs. Janice Johnson, Rudi's mother, was his guiding light. A single mother who raised him in Ettrick after personal hardships, she instilled a work ethic that fueled his rise. As executive director of the Rudi Johnson Foundation, Janice was a constant presence, from Auburn sidelines to Bengals games. Her custom Mama Rambler jerseys a fixture. "Mama was my first coach," Rudi said in a 2005 Cincinnati Enquirer profile, recalling her letters during his Butler days, filled with Bible verses and encouragement. "You're stronger than you know." At his 2004 Pro Bowl, Janice's tears in the stands moved him to dedicate the game to her. In 2025, her leadership kept the foundation thriving, her tribute after his passing calling him "my warrior son," whose heart was bigger than the field. Rudi's siblings, several brothers and sisters, their names private, were his anchor. Ettrick gatherings were sacred, Rudi firing up the grill for burgers, sharing Bengals stories over sweet tea. "Family is my touchdown every time," he told the Petersburg Progress Index in 2010. Annual Lake Lanier trips saw Rudi captaining the boat, nieces tubing behind, Janice packing fried chicken picnics. Atlanta reunions meant cookouts. Rudi's gumbo a family favorite, his tales of outrunning SEC linebackers drawing laughs. Niece's graduations were major events, Rudi flying in with gifts, his Run Your Race speeches inspiring crowds. Rudi's romantic life was private, marked by loyalty. Never married, he had meaningful relationships that shaped him. At Auburn, a college romance during his 2000 breakout steadied him amid SEC pressure. "Love keeps you grounded when the lights are bright," he told Sports Illustrated in 2002. In Cincinnati, a long-term girlfriend shared his Pro Bowl years, joining foundation events and tailgates, their quiet dinners a respite. The 2005 foundation launch with Janice raised $50,000, a family milestone. In 2010, buying his Petersburg home moved Janice to tears. "This is for your sacrifices." His 2025 Hall of Fame speech honored those who can't run. The 2006 camp saw his girlfriend help with drills. The 2012 Atlanta home dedication had Janice toasting, and Lanier weekends in 2007 bolstered his rehab resolve. In 2007, a locker room spat with Kellen Winslow II over luggage made headlines. But Rudi's apology turned it into a team joke. CTE concerns from a 2019 scan led to a 2020 ESPN interview on headaches, urging player health protection. Depression weighed by 2025, a 2023 event seeing him tear up over lost teammates. 2024 foundation rumors were cleared with an audit. Mentoring a troubled teen in 2022 to a scholarship showed resilience. The youth's letter framed in Rudi's office. The Rudi Johnson Foundation, launched in 2005, raised $1 million by 2025 for lunches, camps, and scholarships. "I was that kid," Rudi said in 2015. Programs like Rudi's Kids awarded prizes, Spanish initiatives bridged gaps. A 2020 NAACP partnership aided incarceration-affected families. HBCU clinics at Virginia State drew 200 kids. Awards included 2015 Community Hero and 2025 Hall of Fame. The 2006 camp, 2010 reading programs, and 2022 clinics were his end zone. Rudi's personal life was a beacon of love and impact, but his story ended in tragedy. Let's explore the heartbreaking circumstances of his passing. Tragic death. On September 23, 2025, Rudi Johnson passed away at 45 in his Florida home, having lost his battle with personal struggles. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office confirmed no foul play, but family told TMZ he faced deep mental health challenges and possible CTE. "Rudi couldn't outrun the shadows," a relative said. The Bengals mourned him as a fine person and excellent running back. Auburn as one of the best in orange and blue. Janice shared, "My son was a warrior, but even warriors need help." The foundation's Memorial Fund raised $100,000, honoring his work. His 2019 CTE scans, depression, and 2025 Hall of Fame message, "Never Give Up," underscored his loss, spotlighting NFL mental health needs. His final days stunned fans. Depression and CTE suspicions from 1,517 carries weighed heavy. "He hid it, smiling for kids," Janice said. Memorial runs turned loss into light, urging change for post-game warriors. Rudi's legacy of giving was powered by a fortune built through smart choices. Let's break down the wealth that fueled his impact. Income and net worth. Rudi's $5 million net worth in 2025 came from his NFL career, investments, and post-retirement work. NFL earnings totaled $21 million. His 2001 Bengals deal, $2 million, 4 years, paid $500,000 year one. A 2003 $6 million extension followed, 2004's Pro Bowl hitting $1 million. His 2005 $10 million contract included a $2 million bonus. Injuries cut 2007 to $800,000. 2008 Lions deal added $1 million. Endorsements brought $100,000 yearly. Coaching earned $50,000. Foundation events $100,000, speaking $20,000 per talk. His $6.4 million real estate portfolio appreciated $500,000 yearly. Rentals yielding $200,000. Health tech stocks added $150,000. A vegan snack line, $100,000. Spending was frugal, $15,000 monthly mortgage. $50,000 on trips. $200,000 donated. From his wealth to his enduring impact, Rudi's story is one of inspiration. Let's conclude with a tribute to the man who ran with heart. Rudi's 2025 life was a touchdown, $5 million. Homes in Atlanta, Lanier, and Petersburg. Cars in style. Janice, siblings, and nieces were his team. His foundation, his final play. From Ettrick to NFL glory, his story is grit and grace. Like this video? Hit like, subscribe to the Celeb Insider, and comment who's next. Share and keep running strong.